Gareth brought up a ship diagram on his console. This shows a main corridor running straight down the center of the ship, connecting the cargo bay and the bridge. We entered through the airlock here and followed another corridor that intersects with the main one at the bridge, looping back to the cargo bay. Looks like there are rooms along the hallways, and this one has doors on both sides, Penelope pointed out. You can head out this way while Tun and I go straight. We'll check the doors on our side and keep in touch with you. I'm not thrilled about being far from you guys, but fine. Let's meet where the corridors converge before checking out the cargo bay. Don't touch those cargo bay controls until we're together. Yes, ma'am, Gareth replied with a playful salute. You know, if I ever joined the military, I'd probably get kicked out for telling an officer off, Leigh said, sitting on a cot. But... Penelope prompted. Nothing. Just passed the engineer's qualifier, and the instructor was tough, but I kept my sarcasm in check. How was it? I'm taking it soon and feel like my brain is about to explode, Mac asked. It's not bad, they just like to scare you. Had to deactivate a faulty auto turret, and they acted like it could seriously hurt me. I mean, come on, they wouldn't let that happen. Penelope's thoughts drifted as she stepped back into the hallway. She cherished those memories but knew she had to focus. She made eye contact with Tun and Gareth and rounded the corner. As the map indicated, there was one door on her right and two on her left. She moved cautiously to the first door on the left and tapped open on the panel. The door whooshed open, breaking the ship's eerie silence, and another door across the room opened simultaneously. Tun waved a tentacle in acknowledgement. The room was dimly lit by pulsing emergency lights. Resting pods and crew spaces were present, but everything was still. Penelope gestured for Tun to follow her to the next door. Nothing stirred as they opened all the doors. They got closer to the 4 empty resting pods, noticing signs of recent habitation, desks were cluttered, and an eating area showed evidence of use. I'll check the other room and meet you. Wait for me before you do anything, Penelope instructed, emphasizing her point with a look. Of course, Miss Penelope, Tun replied, mimicking a human nod. Penelope quickly checked the other room, finding it quiet and still, a maintenance area with humming systems but no signs of life. With only the cargo bay left to explore, she followed the corridor back to her friends. Nothing. Just an engine room and no one around, she said. Let's finally see what that signal is, Gareth said, reaching for the cargo bay door's control panel. Those turrets are serious business, though, Mac cautioned. Tun moved behind Penelope. Gareth, wait. Penelope suddenly recalled why those memories were flooding back to her. But it was too late. The first thing that hit them when the cargo bay doors opened was a foul odor of decay. The next was a whirring noise from the room's center, a noise that sent chills down Penelope's spine. Enemy life form detected. In a split second, Penelope grabbed Gareth's arm and pulled him back just as the turret opened fire. BZZRRRRTTTT. Rounds pounded the wall behind them, and the turret continued spinning, waiting. Gareth felt shock wash over him, almost ignoring the pain in his arm. Are you okay? Penelope whispered, still holding on to him. Yes, he stammered as she moved him behind her, signaling Tun to back up. I believe I know what happened to the crew, Miss Penelope, Tun said as they assisted Gareth away. Yeah, Tun. Yeah, what do we do now? Gareth asked, nursing his arm. We hope this works, Penelope replied, readying herself by the door. Recognize human voice pattern. The whirring continued. Human voice pattern recognized. Anti-theft protocol engaged. All non-authorized military personnel will be fired upon. You have been warned. Let's hope its database isn't up to date. Recognize military personnel. Aster, Penelope. Captain. Military personnel recognized. Captain Penelope Aster. Special Operations Designation, Scylla. Active service. Emergency identification code requested. Penelope looked back at her companions. This might just work. Emergency identification code, Alpha. 8. Europa. Epsilon. Crimson. Amber. Emergency identification code accepted. Visual identity confirmation requested. Steeling herself, Penelope stepped into the doorway. Gareth and Tun tensed, anticipating trouble. But silence followed. Face obscured. Breathing device detected. Local oxygen levels not acceptable for human life. Retinal scan engaged. Identity confirmed. It is an honor, Captain Scylla. Requesting the return of this APDT unit to UEMC custody or the facilitation of this unit's destruction. Recommending elimination of 2 friendly life forms detected within scanner range. Penelope advanced cautiously. Unit. Recognize command, shutdown. Unit unable to comply. Friendly life forms detected within scan range. Shit! Don't come in yet, she shouted, Unit. Recognize command, all life forms within scan range are designated friendly. Command recognized. Authority level accepted. 2 life forms designated friendly. 0 enemies detected within scan range. Command recognized. Beginning shutdown sequence. Penelope sighed in relief. Thank goodness. Sequence complete. Requesting return of this unit to UEMC custody or facilitation of this unit's destruction. The turret's barrel lowered, entering standby mode. Quickly, Penelope moved past the now dormant turret to disconnect its power supply. Okay, you guys can come in now, she said. Tun peered around the doorframe before stepping inside, followed cautiously by Gareth. The cargo bay revealed a grim scene, 7 corpses scattered around, some in habsuits, others in civilian clothes, all riddled with holes. The walls bore the marks of turret fire, and the stench of decay wafted through the air. Penelope spoke first. Looks like black market dealers got their hands on Terran military gear, connected the turret, and it took them all out. Now the turret just drifts, unable to recognize it's not hooked into a defense grid anymore. I wouldn't expect anything less from your kind, Gareth remarked, surveying the bodies. The defense platform's first response was to eliminate everything around it. Clever. It did save your life, sir. And it was your people's machinery that put me in danger to begin with. He winced as he adjusted his arm. While not wrong, I did tell you to wait for me, Penelope replied. But, sorry about your arm. Gareth huffed, clearly frustrated. Well, with the mystery solved, I'll report back to the captain. Tun, see to the bodies and then report back as well. He turned on his heel and walked away. Tun looked at Penelope. He doesn't mean much by it. There's no need to defend him, Tun. He's entitled to his opinions. Our tendency for violence is debated in our communities as much as it is across the galaxy. He's not entirely wrong, she said, glancing at the crates, clearly filled with Terran weapons. Tun examined the bodies, a curious expression on their face. Interesting. What is it? Penelope asked, joining them. It appears these 3, they gestured to the habsuited individuals, and these 4, pointing to the others, may be from different groups. The habsuited ones seem to have died later. But where did they come from? Penelope wondered aloud. Exactly. And remember, the ship's artificial gravity is higher than normal for Tinsna. Perhaps these 3 were responsible? It seems this mystery isn't quite resolved yet. Suddenly, the ship shook, and they steadied themselves. What was that? Penelope asked, concern etched on her face.